Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Thursday, June 22nd. Over the next few days, we'll continue to have showers and thunderstorms over the northern half of the Great Basin. Today, fairly isolated over parts of far northern Utah into Wyoming, and then later today, more into this evening, we'll see some isolated thunderstorms pop up over parts of western and northwest Nevada as well. These thunderstorms will be producing some rainfall and are occurring in areas where fuels are not quite cured. Over southern areas, we will see an increase in winds today, with wind gusts in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range and relative humidity below 15%, some areas below 10%. On Friday, the gusty winds will shift a little bit further east over southern and eastern Utah and parts of the Arizona Strip, and showers and thunderstorms will increase over western and northern areas. On Saturday, winds will decrease in the south, but scattered showers and thunderstorms will continue over northern areas. Fuels are still in various states of curing across the Great Basin, and right now there are no critical areas. Over the last 24 hours, we only saw a few isolated thunderstorms in Utah with very spotty amounts of precipitation. We did have an increase in initial attack across the Great Basin, just some smaller fires reported across Utah into northern Nevada, and the largest fire being in southern Idaho in the lower elevations at over 500 acres. Over the last 1 to 2 weeks, we've seen continuous showers and thunderstorms at times across the Great Basin. Over the last week, we saw well above normal precipitation over southern areas of the Great Basin with some storms, and also over parts of the north. Over the last 2 weeks, many areas of Idaho, Wyoming, northern and western Nevada, and even far southern areas saw well above normal precipitation for the time of year. There still were some drier spots where the thunderstorms didn't quite hit parts of central and eastern Utah and parts of Nevada. ERCs are still low across the Great Basin, although they are increasing in southern areas that have been dry and windy. Still below normal, but they are on the rise. Further north, we've had somewhat of an increase in ERCs, but still well below normal, and the continuous showers and thunderstorms and cloud cover and the cooler temperatures recently with cold fronts have kept those ERCs lower. Satellite loop from this morning shows an area of low pressure off the California coast, which will be responsible for the wind over southern areas of the Great Basin and an increase in moisture pushing it north, and also the dynamics generating thunderstorms over parts of western and northwest Nevada and into the eastern side of the Great Basin, where you can see some of the cloud debris already. So for later this afternoon, again, expect far eastern areas and western areas of the Great Basin to be experiencing those thunderstorms. Again, over western areas will be fairly late today. Significant fire potential remains low to moderate across the Great Basin, with obviously moderate conditions in the south, and that will be exacerbated by the drier conditions today and the increase in winds. Relative humidity, again, will drop below 10% in many of the areas over southern areas of the Great Basin, and certainly will be higher further north and west where we have some of that moisture and thunderstorms. And you can see the wind field here on the right. So southern areas of the Great Basin will see those wind gusts in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range. We also could see some outflow winds from thunderstorms over western Nevada, or just an increase in winds later this afternoon. By Friday, we'll see this area of low pressure weaken a little bit. It will push the gusty winds and the driest conditions over southern and eastern areas of the Great Basin. Still generally low to moderate fire potential, and that moisture continues up north for an increase in showers and thunderstorms. So relative humidity up north will increase as that moisture increases on Friday, and relative humidity down south will stay low, although we will see some improvement over southern Nevada as that low moves east, but still relative humidity below 10% over the far south and eastern areas of Utah. And you can see the wind field on Friday. We will see those winds actually increase in speed and push a little bit further eastward. We'll likely see gusts above 40 miles per hour for parts of central and eastern Utah, up into Wyoming, and just generally breezy northwest winds for the rest of the Great Basin, with gusts mostly in the 20s. By Saturday, we will see still an area of low pressure off the west coast, which will be generating those thunderstorms over the northern half of the Great Basin and drier conditions in the far south, although winds will be decreasing. We will see, again, winds decrease in all areas of the Great Basin, the only exception being parts of western Wyoming, although relative humidity drops back down again for the southern half of the Great Basin, with many areas remaining below 10%. Forecast amounts of precipitation, you can see with those showers and thunderstorms, we will see some lighter precipitation over western areas of the Great Basin, with some heavier precipitation with more continuous thunderstorms over parts of Idaho into Wyoming. We still will have flood concerns across the Great Basin as these thunderstorms continue and the snowmelt continues in areas that are already saturated ground, and many areas already have high water. So that will be a concern going forward still for the next couple of weeks. As we move into the weekend, we still continue with this area of low pressure along the west coast, which will continue to generate scattered showers and thunderstorms up north and drier conditions down south with continuous low to moderate fire potential. By Monday, this area of low pressure moves a little bit further eastward, but still generating showers and thunderstorms, and similar conditions on Tuesday and on Wednesday. So we really haven't lost these daily showers and thunderstorms over the northern half of the Great Basin, but we will see southern and eastern areas drying out, so we will see a little bit more moderate fire potential over parts of eastern Utah, a little bit further north, and also into parts of central Utah and central Nevada. 7-day precipitation doesn't look a whole lot different than the 3-day, just in addition, in some of the same areas, we'll continue to see those showers and thunderstorms. Looking a little bit further ahead from late June into the first week of July, it looks like we finally might see some warmer and drier conditions. Again, still for southern areas of the Great Basin, but below normal precipitation, possibly into northern Utah and Nevada. Still above normal precipitation in the far north, so we will see those showers and thunderstorms across Idaho and Wyoming. And generally, this is below normal precipitation because this is typically when we would see the start of the monsoon, and that does not look like it will be occurring during this time period. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.